Hello and welcome back to Butcher That Model and part 4 of our build of Belisarius cawl. And as last time, I've done all the silver bits, undercoated it black, painted it silver, and undercoated white the bits we're going to add colour to. All the shiny bits. So what we're going to do, we're just going to paint shiny bits basically. And the book, he has a lexicon of spells or mechanical things that he's actually got his crabby claw thing and his foot that stands on. So I've undercoated it black. Now we're going to leave it black apart from all the little details on it, and I'm just going to paint them in gold just to make it stand out. And the pages I'm going to paint with Rakarth flesh. Now I want this to look like a very old and yellowed book, so let's start with that. Start with the pages. I've got some on my wet palette, my brush into the paint, and then twist and pull back. Remember, that's a good point, always twist and pull back. I won't put the wet palette because it'll just send the white balance scatty, but I've got lots and lots of different colours on there because there are lots and lots of pipes and cables and fancy twiddly knobs and bits and pieces that are hanging off him. And if you just painted him red and lead belcher and then obviously gold or bronze on his armour trim, it'll look alright, but there's a lot of it, and just adding little bits of coloured cables here and there really makes it stand out, really makes him pop. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got pretty much every colour I could grab my hands on, and I'm just going to randomly, totally randomly, paint cables in different colours, and then that will really accentuate all the detail on him. So 2 thin coats, make sure you get in the pages, leave that to dry, rinse the brush off, and then I forgot that part. I used the red and I can't remember where I put it. There it is. I use the contrast red on the bookmark, not realising that it's on both sides. So we'll give that a touch up on that, and then paint the bookmark on this side. And then what we'll do when it's dried, when the red's dry, we'll glue it together. When that's totally flashed off, we'll use a Citadel wash, probably Michael Flesh Shade, just to get in all the creases on that the book, the pages. Right, so we'll leave that to dry, and then what we'll do, we need this bit as well. Now his axe come multi-tool, his Swiss Army knife, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Screamer Pink. I put some on my palette earlier. I'm going to paint that with Screamer Pink, and then when that's dry we'll use the red wash, which is Caribou Crimson, I think. Yeah, Caribou Crimson on that as well. So we need to get that painted and give that time to dry. And basically we're just 2 thin coat in it, which helps dry in between. And then when that's dry we'll hit it with a wash, and that will give it a very aged red leather look, you know, like your executive's desk. You know how posh you are when you go in an office and there's a big desk with either green or red leather top on it, you know, the old traditional bank manager's desk. It's probably the best way of describing it. be too bothered about coverage on your first coat. This acrylic paint is very opaque, apart from when you get into the reds and the blues. And you're always going to see on your first coat the colour of the paint underneath. Don't worry about it, that's the secret. You want that, and then when you give it the second coat, it'll be a lovely smooth finish, and you won't obscure the details. A lot of people when you first start, and I did the same thing, I just whacked more paint on it and put more paint on my brush, and then thought, why doesn't my stuff look like the box art? And that's why. Don't be tempted to cover things in one coat, because it will look like pants. Patience is the secret to model making and painting. It's the only thing, like I said before, it's the only thing nobody can teach you. You just got to learn it yourself, and it's a very easy thing to learn, because the first time you do it and you look at the end result, you think, that's awesome, I did that. And you'll never go back to sticking a huge blob of paint on your bristles and whacking it straight on there. In fact, the better painters in the world, like Golden Demon winners like Cy Reynolds and Crystal Brush winners, and Sam, I can't remember his last name now, American lad, lots of hair. In fact, he doesn't use 2 thin coats, he uses 3. And you will, honestly. Once you get the results after doing it for the first time, you'll do the same, because you know how good things look in the end when you do it that way, and that's ultimately what you're after, isn't it? Like I said, there's no magical formula, there's no Tibetan monk sat in the Himalayas on top of a mountain in a cave that's going to instantly give you the knowledge. This is the knowledge. Thin your paints and 2 thin coats. Right, so we'll leave that to dry, and then we'll give that another coat. There's lots of, we're going to be skipping about. Was that a hypnotic finger waving? Lots of skipping about between things. Right, the other thing we need is I've still got bits on sprues, because I like painting on sprues. I like to be able to grab hold of it, and then just, especially with things like this. This is fine, because when I've cut this off and got rid of the nubs, it's just a tiny drop of silver that I'm going to be putting on where the nubs were. It's fine. I know a lot of people don't like it. Right, so what we'll do is, all the cables, if you notice, some of them are painted white. I've undercoated with white, and they're the ones I'm going to just use lots of the colours on. Lots and lots of different colours. Okay, and the servo skull as well. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start randomly using lots of different colours. Let's pick a yellow. So into the brush in the paint, pull back to a point. Let's pick a cable and literally start picking them out. And you'll be amazed when this thing goes together how these little cables make the entire thing really pop, and you think, ah, that's awesome. And he does look fantastic when he's together. This miniature looks so complex and so difficult, and yet it's not. It's so easy to paint. People will be blown away. Your friends, if you did it and followed it this way, and you painted this miniature, you know, your friends or your parents and that will go, hey, that's good. That's good. And they'll be more inclined to help you when it comes to financing. Because if you're good at something and your parents are like my parents, they will encourage you, like I do with my children. One of my daughters, my youngest daughter, she's into anime drawing in a big way, and we have spent a small fortune on Copic markers and bleed-proof paper, but at the end of the day I don't mind in the slightest, because A, she's not in the streets being a nuisance to people and getting herself into trouble, and B, she's expressing herself through creativity, and that's a good thing. So hopefully your parents will be the same. If you produce something that looks fantastic, 9 out of 10 parents, if they can afford it, will encourage you to the hill. And let's just pick random things out. We'll have that one in yellow and that one. Same on the other side of it. Don't forget it's 3D, everything's got two sides. There's a front and a back. Right, so I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to, I nearly put that in my cup of tea then. I nearly did that bush water drinking cup of tea pot mistake thing there. But it doesn't really matter because of my bush liquor. Anyway, right, I'm going to get on and I'm going to paint all these little bits, alright? And I'll see you when all the pipes and cables and all the shiny bits. What we could do as well, instead of just using only colours, use different metallics as well on the metals. So I'm going to do that. It's going to take ages, and you really don't want to sit here for an hour or two as I paint different components with different shades of metals, different colours. It's going to be boring. For you, it's going to be great for me. It's what I like doing. So I will see you when I've got everything all painted up, and then we'll start to stick him together and we'll see what he looks like. Because we can. It's a time machine. Time machine, right. I've painted all the little bits of greeblies and all the little pipes and cables and everything else. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use washes. So we're going to use Ricon Flesh Shade and Nun Oil, which is there, and we're also going to use a couple of the Games Workshop technical paints, X-Ray Flame and Nighthawk Gloom. There are some glowy containers and things and bits and pieces, especially on his back, and one of them's got like a ball thing. So let's crack on with that. Check. I've put staring balls in my paints. It's just so much better putting a staring ball in. So we'll use a bit of that. We're very naughty, we'll use it straight out of the pot. We'll put the pot to one side, then we'll not knock it over. And Dad's going to shout at me again for not using the Dad's anti-spillage device. So we'll just use that a little bit of Nighthawk Gloom on that one, which is a translucent blue colour. Move that to the water pot. And then the other ones we'll use X-Ray Flame, and that will give us a very nice effect. These technical paints are fantastic. I absolutely love them. So we'll just stick that in there like that. And we won't do the other side. Zip and zip. And because that's got a white undercoat, I'm going to make it light and bright and in your face. The same with the other one. Just plop it in there. And where it's very thin, it'll run into the lowest parts and be darker there than it is on the high points. And we do like that effect. It's very glowy. Right, so we'll put that one side to dry. What was that? That took seconds, didn't it? Now the effect you get, I did the same with the gun earlier. You get this very nice green glowy effect. I quite like it. And it's my miniature. So that's what matters. I like it, that's what matters. Right, oh, we want the Caribou Crimson as well, don't we? Which is there we go. Right. Give it a good shake. And then we'll do the grip of his Swiss Army knife. A nice coating on it. Turn it over. And what that does is that runs into the recesses. Gives us our shadows in the dark bits without any effort and hassle whatsoever. So we'll leave that to dry. That's somewhere safe. Alright then. And then the book we want to do, like and flesh it. Now we need quite a bit of this, because we're going to do the gold with this as well. And that will give the impression that this is a very old and stained and much used book. See the effect that's done already? And you could use Nuln oil and make it really grubby, and we could use both. We could actually leave that to dry and then give it a coat of Nuln oil. And that will definitely give us the impression of a very dirty old book. And then we'll use some of it on the gold that we did. And what that will do is that will give it a nice, very old rose gold sort of appearance. I'll put some on the red as well. Numbers. And whatever the title plaque is on the side. Right, and then we'll leave that to dry. And we'll just do the same on all the gold that we painted. And make it look like very old, rosy gold colour. I don't know bother doing it. I won't do it on the armour. I quite like the look of that. I'll just do it on this bit. We'll drop some in there. Yeah, I like that. Right, so we'll leave. Oh, I'll just throw it around. We'll leave that to dry, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it all together, and I'll see you when it's all stuck together and it's in the light box. And that's how to paint a miniature that looks extremely complicated. If you just break things down into sub-assemblies, it's very, very easy to do. So I'll see you in a bit, in a second, and you'll be all together. It's a time machine. And there he is, based up, Belisarius cawl together. See, doing it in sub-assemblies, it's a very, very complex miniature. Lots and lots of detail, but doing it in sub-assemblies, it just makes it so much easier to do. Let's pause that a second. We'll take another stand and we'll